Hey everybody, Rick Tallman again. Um, I've had a few people ask me how I shrink back windows on some of these SUVs. Um, this is a particularly kind of gnarly back window. This is a Jeep Compass. It's got, it's got this cowl or wing or whatever you want to call it up here. It's also got, a windshield wiper that actually goes this way. I've already took the windshield wiper off. This was just simply a 10 millimeter. You unscrew it and it pulls right off. So we've got all that out of the way. Now, how do we shrink this booger? Because you can't really see it on the screen, I don't think, but right here's the edge, and the edge literally goes all the way up under this. And so you're sitting here scratching your head, well, how in the world am I going to shrink this? The top, same thing. The edge actually goes just underneath this piece. So the way that I'm gonna cut this out and shrink it, I've already got it cut out. You can just take a clear liner that you've already used on a different back window, lay it up here, squeegee it out, mark it. Obviously, you can only mark on one side, so make sure you get the right side, and mark where you want to cut it. And then after that, you can use that as a template to go ahead and cut this. Now, if you have a plotter, you can skip that step because it cuts it out for you. But how I like to shrink these is, now I normally like to dry shrink, but in this case, we're going to just go with wet. So here's your piece, and now if you lay it up here and you lay it perfectly where it's supposed to go, you've still got stuff in your way. So what I like to do is, and I don't know what you would call this, but I lift this up and I'm gonna bring that down just a hair. Now what I'm gonna do is, I want this entire piece to stay up. I'm only going to shrink the top. So all of my fingers that would have been at the bottom, all of the fingers that would have been at the bottom, I need to get up to the top. And I gotta figure something out. So this is what I do. I don't know what name you'd call it, but this is what we do. I'll take my little gator blade, and what I'll do is I'll run out with my hand, and I want this entire thing to just be lit up like this. Because once it gets like that, I know that that will actually lay flat and I don't have to shrink it. So I'll go all the way across. And any fingers I get, I'm going to push to the top. So if you see how this is just kind of sitting up, that's what you want it to do. Alrighty. Now I'm going to take these bigger fingers and try to get some of them more close to the center. Now I don't want these fingers to come back down here, and if they do, I want to make sure I've got some separation. I don't want them to come back and meet this. So let's get that separated again. And the reason I don't want them to meet it, because I don't want to be shrinking on this and not know, precisely what I'm doing. So we'll do that. Alright, now we got all the fingers at the top, so let's try to divide a few of these, make them smaller. And I'm not the best wet shrinker. I don't have a whole lot of practice on it. Other people can wet shrink way better than me. I'm actually much better on dry shrinking. Alrighty, so we've got all of them up to the top. Now we can go ahead and shrink. And so once you get this up, literally all you got to do is just shrink the top. And the other nice thing too is, another reason why I'm shrinking the top, this could actually be done reverse, and you can flip that and just shrink the bottom. But when you lift this gate up, the top will actually wind up being at the bottom. So if you do have anything that you got to come back and heat up, it's all down there at the bottom. It's easy to reach. Alrighty, now that's all shrunk out.